Right, good evening everybody, and welcome back to a new season, and a very exciting season it is at that. For those that didn't join us yesterday, this is part 2 of round 1 of season 12 of FTRL GT Sport, and tonight we are going to be in these exceedingly fast and exceedingly dangerous go-karts. So joining me today I've got Carl, aka FTRL Junkie Sports. Welcome, buddy.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Ready for bed.
Oh well, we've got 5 races to get through first. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll try to stay awake. I'm sure I will do.
Get yourself a beer and see your way through the next 5 races.
2 sips, I'll be snoring, mate. I'll stick to my Coca-Cola.
Fair enough. So as I said, we've got 5 races tonight. We're going to start off here at Tsukuba, which I'd say is probably the trickiest circuit of the 5, at least in terms of the amount of corners that need to be navigated.
Yeah, there's more areas to make mistakes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of room and a lot of leeway to go off the track, especially on that final corner, as I found out yesterday. We'll then move on.
Bolt has demonstrated.
Yes, he is just coming back on. We're just in practice at the minute. We have unfortunately just seen the dreaded pit glitch, so we've had a quick restart. Looks like they're all out now for qualifying. Yeah, I think all seems to be good right now. So we will cross our fingers and hope for a clean start to the race. We then move on to another 4 tracks. Lago Maggiore Centre, reversed I believe it is up after this one. Then we go to Suzuka East, which is another potentially tricky circuit for these guys to navigate. We then go on to Kyoto Driving Park, Miyabi, and then we end our night at Red Bull Ring Short Course. So, for those who don't know, if there's anyone here who wasn't aware or didn't watch last night, this is the second round of races in the karts. The guys that went through all the races last night included both of us. It was... how would you describe it, Carl? Mental. Just
mental. It was mental as in the pace, mental as in some of the driving, and mental as in you're thinking all the time, non-stop thinking. There's no breather.
Yep, it's so difficult to keep the car facing the right way, keep the car on the track, keep an eye on all the other drivers around you. There's 14 drivers in total here, and because we've got the slipstream set on strong for these races, everyone gets bunched up together. So your main priority is going to have to be make sure you're in the pack on the last lap. You don't need to set hilariously fast lap times. You just need to be in the mix at the end. So let's have a look.
It's a tricky one, because if you push from the start, you're going to end up losing.
Yeah.
So it literally is like a clump of bees going round together, and then, you know, like the Olympics when they're doing the 800 metres, they ring the bell for the last lap. It's that.
Go, yeah.
And then it's like, hell for leather, just go for it. see where you come.
Absolutely. But nevertheless, you don't want to start from the back, so let's have a quick rundown with a minute and a half to go in qualifying. Let's have a quick rundown to see where we stand. So, we've got positive Ross. So, Ross is currently pole representing the 7th Racing Wonder team alongside Fiba Bieber, who's our current reigning GT2 champion. He's down in 5th at the minute. So those guys looking pretty strong at the minute. Very closely followed by Pagani, who hasn't managed to improve that time. So that is going to be Team Pagani's Ponies. That'll be Pagani and Blue Flag, who is right down in 11th at the minute, so he's going to have to pick up the pace. Then move to 3rd is Lee Cole, and that is the green team Hold My Beer. So that's Lee Cole and Corboy, who is a newcomer to FTRL GT Sport this season. And we've also got FTRL Peteman. So I know Peteman's done a lot of practice on these karts. He has been enjoying it, so he'll be glad to be up there. And that is team. This is from the Junkies team, isn't it? An unsafe junkie called Pete Romelson. So Peteman and Unsafe Release. We're looking to follow.
Put it this way: that's a better name than Unsafe came up with. So
yeah, I've been hearing about the name suggestions, to be honest.
Quite frankly, it was awful.
We've then got Darkbolt and another newcomer, Devil's Nightmare, who is, as we come over, people start coming over the finish line. Devil's Nightmare a little bit off the pace in a minute, but he's his first race, so we'll cut him some slack, maybe. So that is going to be Team Forward Racing, and then finally we've got Nobby Norris and Flicks, Team Dead Bull Racing. So people starting to come over the line. We've still got Ross in first by just 500th of a second back to Darkbolt, who's just nipped in front of Pagani. So those three have set times really close to each other.
Yeah.
And I think there's still a few to go. Pagani's coming round on his final lap now.
For the last bit, yeah.
But he's not overtaking Aaron. He's giving him a bump so he can stay in the slipstream. So we'll stay here and see if he can improve on third. No, he's way behind actually. Yeah, he's not going to take that. So it's going to be Pagani third, Unsafe Release fourth, Lee Cole just coming around to finish his lap, but again he's not going to improve. Blue Flag, Peteman down to 7th now, followed by, in fact, level with Corboy in time.
Qualifying gives us a good idea of pace, but to be honest with you, once you get into the race, qualifying means nothing.
It means absolutely jack all.
We have just wasted 5 minutes, effectively.
So
can I just say something, Brad? I did have my afternoon nap. Leave me alone. I'm old.
Right, here we go. 12 laps of Scuba, race 1 of 5, and we're off. It's a relatively poor start by a couple of people at the back, but Ross has got away into the lead. He's closely followed by Darkbolt into the first corner.
Corboy's had a good start. He's moved up to 9th.
He's getting himself up there. That's a good start for him at the back. Who are we looking at the back? There's a couple of people dropped a little bit off the back, but they'll still be well within slipstream range as we come down to this tight hairpin. Ross still leads from Darkbolt. Pagani, Unsafe Release following him. This is the bit we really don't want to go too wide if you can help it. I think everyone's managed to stay on the track.
Everybody has, yep.
Everyone's still together. So that's good news. Keep it up, lads.
Although they all do look like they're trying to throw themselves off, but
it's a nice sort of, I wouldn't call it a gentle start. It probably feels very different if you're actually racing in there, but nobody's bumping and barging as of yet. That'll change soon enough.
I think they learnt from watching us yesterday.
Yeah.
They've gone, what's the point? Don't do it.
Someone's off at the back. Who's that? Oh, it's Devil's Nightmare. Not the start he would have wanted. He's out of slipstream range now, so he's going to have to fight pretty hard to catch back up.
Yeah.
Mikey in 13th at the minute for hashtag Team Aaron. And he is just got to make sure he hangs on to the back of Nobby Norris in 12th. As once again, everyone rounds this hairpin.
That's a nasty hairpin, that one as well. That one will throw you back inwards.
Oh, was people off. I think it was Ross just skipping over the gravel there, but keeping it pointing in the right direction. They handle the grass and the gravel fairly well, these for karts. I found.
Do, actually. Yeah, particularly if you hit a curb just beforehand, because
All
you don't
things
touch
considered.
the grass or the gravel. Mikey's still hanging in there.
Yep, just needs to hang on to the back. He's well within the slipstream range, because we've got the slipstream set on strong tonight. The slipstream range is I think it's about 2 seconds. So it's not the end of the world if you drop a little bit off the back of the pack. You can just concentrate on your racing. Obviously you don't want to be as far back as Devil's Nightmare. He's struggling a little bit now.
Yeah, he's dropping off as well. He's lost 3 seconds on that lap. And he's now crashed again as well.
Not the start he would have wanted. He'll probably have pole for the next race, though. So
maybe I don't think he hasn't got to fight anybody for that, has he?
No, maybe it's a case of learning on the job for Devil's Nightmare.
Yeah.
Alright. While it's all relatively serene, let's have a look, see if who we got in the chat. Pretty much everyone from last night's race, which is excellent. Tom Smith saying, so happy I can chill and watch this. Yeah, me too, mate. Me too. It was great fun, but I wouldn't want to do it again too quickly. It was pretty intense.
You'd want a break, wouldn't you?
Yeah. We got Donzo, Bread, City Posh Zom. Evening, everyone. So Dartbolt in the lead as Flicks dives down the inside, makes a move into first on safe release, sticking with them. So it's been these three sort of at the front for a while now. Lee Cole was in first on the last lap, but he's dropped back to 5th, closely followed by Ross, who's not going to let them get away. Just dropping off the back now is Fever, so he must have had a little incident somewhere, but he's still well within range. As they swing round again onto the back straight of lap 4. Unsafe, taking the scenic route, doing a bit of lawn mowing. Lawn mowing? That's not a word, is it?
Mowing.
That's the one.
That's the word you're looking for. You added a bit too much there, didn't you?
I'm overcomplicating things. Oh, where's Nobby Norris going? Oh my well, somebody's gone. Oh, we've got a collision. It's the first one. It's Dartbolt and Lee Cole. And Dartbolt's going sideways again. Oh, it's all gone a bit wrong. I didn't see quite what happened there, but those two are going to have to work together to catch back up now.
It was a case of just running wide, and Dartbolt's off again.
So we've got our first real casualties. They're not out of it just yet. There's plenty of time to go in this race. Dartbolt's only 4 seconds off Mikey in 11th.
Yeah, he should be able to get that back.
Oh, you know, I think Mikey's got a strategy here. I don't think he's pushing to catch up. I think he's just sitting half a second back from the pack, taking it nice and easy, not getting into any trouble.
Let all the carnage happen in front and just pick off the places.
The minute it's working, he's picked up another 2 places after that, so he just now needs to watch out for Dartbolt behind him, make sure he doesn't catch up.
I did notice we sort of were getting to the end of lap 3, and you could tell the people at the back were as if they were getting a little bit nervous, and blue flags off.
So we've lost another one. It's that final corner.
Join the 2 at the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's that final corner that's causing people's problems. It's slightly deceptive, especially when you've got the toe.
Yes.
It really is.
It's not full throttle when you've got toe.
No,
you have to ease off. And if you've been practicing all week with full throttle, when you get into the race, it's completely different.
Yep. There's one bit of advice I had for other people after I'd done the races.
Mikey's gone.
Mikey, no. Get it moving, Mikey. Here you go, stay with the others.
That's it, catch up with them.
Yeah, I think he should. Oh, it's going to be close. We'll see how he gets on. He's just out of slipstream range at the minute, which won't help him. He just needs to keep it moving and keep a cool head.
Yeah, he was a little bit wide coming underneath the bridge.
Let's see him go around this final corner again. Nobby Norris is a little bit sideways. That's going to cause problems. Pagani is getting involved. They all just about make it round the corner this time. So we are down to 9 in the front running pack. Still led by Flicks now from Ross and Pagani, and Aaron's moved his way up there into 4th. It's the first we've seen of him challenging towards the front. Just keeping his distance from Pagani ahead of him at the minute. So now there's a few less karts in the mix at the front. It might get a bit easier to navigate.
Yeah.
Just looking a bit further back, these three still battling. Blue flag, Dark Bolt, Lee Cole. Mikey has caught up onto the back of them, so that's good news for Mikey. He can get back in touch with that pack now and make his way forward.
If he can stay with them, they might bring him back onto this lot.
Yep. Still going to be 5 laps to go after this as Flicks rounds the corner in first place. Be interesting to see what Flicks does this season. He put in some amazing performances in GT2 last season, unfortunately for him, because he missed about half the season. He wasn't able to challenge for the title, but he put in a good few wins, so it'd be very interesting to see what he's capable of. I think, to be honest, that's probably the reason that Tom Smith has picked him for his team.
Yeah.
He probably had a choice of some GT1 guys, but he went for Flicks was in GT2, and I think that's probably a good call.
Yeah.
He's rapid.
He's a quick lad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that little cluster of 4 with Mikey, Blue Flag, Lee, and Dark Bolt is it's quite an entertaining little race on its own, to be honest.
Let's just see what happens as we come around this final corner, then we'll flip back to them. Aaron now challenging Flicks on the inside for second, following Ross through in the slipstream. So they'll try and keep it together. Feber just dropped a little bit off the back again. He must have had another issue. He's still in touch though.
I think the advantage is you can back off a little bit and then come back again, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to push it necessarily. These guys do have to push it, but it looks like they're more interested in battling each other at the minute.
Yeah.
It's difficult to stay together and work together in these karts. Oh, as Dartbot sends it. Just about keeps it on the track. Just about. But yeah, it is difficult because even if you want to help someone, it's difficult to overtake because once you get out of the slipstream, that's it. You lose all your pace. It's difficult to bump draft someone because if you catch it slightly wrong, you catch the rear wheel and send them careening into the wall.
Yeah, I nearly did T Smith last night, to be honest, John. I was straight onto the WhatsApp to apologise.
So Unsafe again has dropped back. He's had another issue. He's now 5.5 seconds off Corboy, and that's brought him back into the clutches of this little pack here. So that's now a group of 4. Mikey's still just about keeping pace, so he just needs to stay there. And hopefully he'll get a shot at gaining a few positions back towards the end. So just under 3 laps to go. Pagani leads from positive Ross. Flicks. Pete Man has now made his way up there. His timing is run well by the looks of it.
Yeah. It's getting a bit more bangy up the front as well, isn't it? 3 laps to go, 2.5 laps to go. It's all getting a little bit, I want to be here.
Yep. And the last lap is where you need your position, and then you've got to show your pace.
Yeah.
If you can get a good run off the corner, and we do know that Pete Man's got pace on this track. He's the only person I saw to do under a 56-second lap time without tow.
Yeah.
So
I think he hit a 54, didn't he?
So he can do it. It's just so difficult in amongst everyone here.
At the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
There's no rush.
No, so you're just sticking to a nice inside line there. Again, Pagani and Flicks battling it out for the lead. This group of 8 now. This time, it won't always be the case, but this time it does seem to have settled down to most of the more, should we say, the more experienced drivers. Although you've got Nobby Norris and Corboy hanging on in there as well, so they're doing a great job at the minute.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Corboy's doing pretty good. I must give him that.
Fever now made his way up, and he's briefly into 7th, but then just drops off the back again. He might be biding his time. So already we are coming round towards starting the final lap of this race. As somebody's gone off at the back, it's Darkbolt, and he's all the way down to 13th. So that's bad news for him. That promotes Mikey to 12th, and then Unsafe, Blue Flag, and Lee Cole. And we're just going to watch them go around this corner, and then we're going to go back to the front for the final lap. This is like commentating on horse racing, this.
It is a bit, isn't it?
You can't stop. Right, everyone's made it round safely there. Pagani's pulled out a little bit of a gap here, 0.6 of a second. It's not enough for him to get away, but if he can stretch it through these corners, he might have a chance. Aaron following him.
Needs to make a break.
Yep.
He needs to get up.
He's still
through.
fourth. The time for biding your time is over. Aaron still sits in second. He's in a good position. Go on, Team Aaron. We've got to inject a little bit of a little lack of impartiality here, because we won't get anywhere near the standards of yesterday's commentary. Okay, here we go. Pagani is in the lead, but it's not the best place to be because Aaron's got the slip on him, and here comes everybody else. Peteman's making his way down the inside with Pagani and Positive Ross as they come around the final corner. It's Flicks in the lead, and Flicks just burst through to take the lead, and he's going to take the win. That's a fantastic move from Flicks, followed home by Aaron Taylor, Ross, Pagani, Peteman, Feber, Corboy and Nobby Norris in 8th. And just skipping back now, and here around the corner, it's just Mikey leading the pack home. Blue Flag's trying to get in there. Blue Flag gives him a bump. Mikey gets 9th. Fantastic performance from Mikey. Blue Flag, dart ball, unsafe release, FTRL leak hole, and then some 38 seconds down the road. At least he hasn't been lapped.
No, he hasn't. That's the good thing.
It's Devil's Nightmare, and we're not going to spare him the ignominy of watching him come home. Nice little sweetie livery there. I'm sure he'll be looking to learn how the carts handle a bit more and stick with the pack in the next race as he comes around the final corner.
Yeah. But he's got pole for the next one. That's the thing.
Well finished, pole for the next race.
Same sort of thing as what we had last night. You get a little break up, then you get 2 clusters.
Yeah.
Of carts, and then it's 2 battles, and it's who could be the best of the rest, and who can be the winner.
Whew, wow. So there is our first race of the night done. Flick showing what he's capable of there. Very closely followed home by Aaron. Ross taking the final place on the podium, as we said. Wow. Who do you think's done themselves best out of that then? Obviously Flicks. Aaron's got a really good result there, coming in second.
Corboy, I'm quite happy with that, 7th place.
I think Corboy will be very happy. I think Nobby Norris will be very happy. I think Mikey will be very happy as well, coming through that pack at the end to finish 9th.
Yes, yeah. Realistically, anybody that's done any racing with Corboy will know that he spends most of his time saying, I don't know where I'm fecking going. So,
in that case,
to get 7th, I think he's done an absolute cracking job.
He needs to watch that. In that case, he needs to watch the where we go on Red Bull Ring and Suzuka.
Oh, yeah. Suzuka, yeah. Turn right. Turn right.
Turn right.
Very close between Aaron and Flicks.
Yeah. There was not much in it. Oh, I've got to remember to go back into the race before we start again. Not much gap between these races. You've got just enough time to take a breather, maybe pour yourself a new drink, or maybe go to the toilet if you must. But
if you're
2 minutes, if you're very quick, yeah. I wouldn't be taking the newspaper.
No. Leave the phone on the side.
Yep, everyone make sure you get in your cars and get out on the track.
Yeah, don't do us on. Tell everybody to get in their cars and forget to do it himself last night.
Well, let's take a little moment to have a look at some of the liveries. Got the nice purple livery and the Milka race suit from Just Mikey there. What's Feber got on his car? Looks a bit like a Hot Wheels car. This Feber's go-kart. I suppose that's what happens when you have orange as a team colour. Oh, we're going already. No time for liveries. We're off already.
Looks like you spent a lot of time on that livery.
Right, so this course, like Maggiore Centre, 2.
Okay, sweepstake, second to last corner. What do you reckon? How many go off?
Oh,
Third
I'm thinking
to last corner, sorry.
Massive death.
Most.
You've got to slow down, and you can't be on the outside, because if anybody starts getting bumped and forced out, you're going to be the one that ends up on that massive patch of grass. So Devil's Nightmare will lead us off, followed by Leak Cult, Unsafe Release and Darkbolt. They're not 3 people you want to have behind you, really. And he's, of course, been very slow getting started, to be honest.
Yeah.
Lecol immediately takes first.
I think he was still folding the paper back up from the toilet run.
He's probably needed that toilet run after he realised what he got himself into after that first race. So here we go around the first corner. A lot of people very wide, especially Dartbolt. They've all managed to hang on, I think.
There's many racing lines around this track.
We've sort of lost Nobby Norris, but he should be able to keep in touch. Let's go all the way back to the front, and it's Lee Cole just being overtaken by Dartbolt as we head down to certain death for the first time.
Yeah,
Here we go around the corner.
It's
a terrible camera angle. Dartbolt's on the grass. Unsafe's just clipping the grass. He's trying to stay on. Oh, there's a few people further back that are struggling.
He's been bumped out of the way.
Nobby's still in 14th. They've all managed to hang on, so well played on the first lap. Mikey just dropping back down the field. We can see there. We go back to the front, and it's Lee Cole again leading us through the completion of the first lap. Once again, 12 laps of this track to do.
Positive Ross had a big old twitch coming out of that last corner.
God, they're so twitchy. Oh, blue flag. He's gone. He saved it. How did he save it? I genuinely thought he just face planted it into the wall there. Pete Man holding that position in the middle of the track again, middle of the pack. As Dartbolt is going to be the one with Corboy now coming in to lead us around the death corner again. And this time it's Pete Man who's going to suffer, getting squeezed out wide. He's recovered it though.
He's pulled it back in, and he's got a nice little tight line for the next corner.
It's not too bad for him. People swerving all over the place. You want to make sure you stay in the slipstream. You especially want to make sure you don't end up in the pits, as a certain driver can attest to from last night.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there.
Oh, I don't know, no idea.
No idea.
Oh, Devil's Nightmare. Came flying through there, he just missed everybody by a fraction. But he's still there, still in the pack.
He's still there?
Everybody's still in the pack. So this is so far going pretty well for everyone, but there's a long way to go.
Mikey's just hanging on the back.
Yeah. Let's see blue flag come through here. He's
there we go.
It's gone absolute death for Flicked. I don't know what happened there. Just saw him come flying past. Oh, and that's going to be a problem for the race one winner. He's got a long way back now.
When he came into that corner, so
it's not really a track where people are going to be battling too much. You're going to have a lot of chance to catch up. So he's going to have to hope for some more incidents as they come around for lap 4. He's
going to have to put sort of qualifying laps in to get anywhere now.
Yeah, there's just such long straights on this. Everybody's going to be topping out so early. It's going to be tough for him.
Well, he was 6 seconds back, but Nobby's had a bit of an incident as well, and he's dropped back as well.
Oh, right, okay.
So he's now 4 seconds off the back of Fever.
Pagani sliding wide there as we look at Ross coming through the corner. Everybody keeping it on the track by the looks of things this time. Ross has been squeezed down to 9th in his spiffy tuxedo racing suit.
Lovely, isn't it?
Lovely stuff. Goes well with the helmet. Okay, lap 5. Unsafe release takes the lead for the first time. Oh, people are jumping all over the place. It will be Unsafe who leads us into the first corner on lap 5. And a little bit of a bump there from Dartbolt, and that sends him into leak hole. Everybody's sort of hanging on in there.
Yeah, you don't want to be side by side in these karts, because it pushes the karts together.
Yep. Especially if you're on the driving on a wheel, you absolutely white knuckle trying to keep it keep it in a straight line. Devil's Nightmare was off the track there. He drops to 12th, and Unsafe release from being first on the first corner is now 12th. Oh, and there goes Devil's Nightmare. I don't know whether he got clipped or whether he just caught that corner at the wrong angle, because he went sideways very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So that drops him to 10th. Everybody else is still somebody else. I think that's Mikey. So everybody's starting to split out a bit now. It's Mikey and Lee side by side. Oh, there's a bit of afters going on there.
Oh, yeah,
easy, Mikey. Calm down.
Yeah. Mikey's not taking anything this week, is he?
No. He's got a 9th place to improve upon. He's still in touch, and that has brought the rest of the pack back into it now. Nobby Norris is almost within slipstream range of Mikey, and that will bring them right back up to the pack.
Yeah, Flick's 8.5 seconds off the back.
And it's all gone a bit wrong in this race for the Dutchman. Feber still hanging on in there, following his countrymen on safe release. Round the penultimate corner. You need to stay to the outside here so you can get a nice clean run through the last corner without twitching the cart too far. Oh, hanging on in
having
there.
a good run. He's up there at the top.
Doing well at the front there. Blue flag takes the lead. So, lap 7, halfway through the second race.
There's Peteman's not hanging about. He wants that corner.
It's a good line again through there. And blue flag is just going to give... It's all very well. You get out in the lead, you think great, and then you just give everyone a massive toe down the straight.
That's it, and they just go flying past you.
There's only one thing you can do on this track, really, and that is stick to the inside for this corner coming up, which blue flag more or less has done. Oh, he's got a bit of a slide on, and Dartbolt again. Oh, we know Dartbolt likes to push it to the limits, but... Oof.
Poor boy with a nice little overtake on Dartbolt there.
Just saw him sweep out wide there.
Yeah.
As Peteman takes the lead for the first time. Into lap 8 we go. See, this pack is now 11 strong again. We were down to 8 or 9 at one point, but with the battling and the bumping that's going on, everybody's catching back up. Here we go again. Where's blue flag going? It's a wide line, and he got a little bit of a bump. He's just about held on. All people going wide. Lee Cole's managed to get his way all the way up to 6th.
I've got to be honest with you. I think we got an off, and that's Corboy. And he's hit the wall.
He's having such a good race as well.
He got bumped out. Yeah. Blue flag's corner there where he was wide. I think that actually saved him.
It's not over for those guys yet. They're not a million miles off the pack. It's over.
I hit that
it's
ball
over for
last night,
Flicks.
and I still pulled back up again.
Yeah, but there's only 4 laps to go now, so they're going to have to get a move on. So we've got the usual suspects for this race now. The sort of changing positions in the lead. Blue flag, Dartbolt, Pagani, Peteman. Aaron's now picked his way up to 5th place. Round they come again. Everyone through cleanly this time. Blue flag still leads. I think I saw somebody going a bit wide there. We'll see as they come around the corner. Everybody's still there. And these guys battling, they are falling off pace a bit now. They need to work together in these last few laps. Doesn't look like they are. Mikey, on the other hand, has made the break and has caught back up. So well played, Mikey. He's back in with a shout. Dartbolt leads again. Peteman on the inside, followed by blue flag. A little bit of a gap back now to Lee Colt, although obviously they are gaining. There we go again, Dartbolt looking down the inside. He's going to try and squeeze through ahead of blue flag. And Peteman, unsafe release, just about making it around the corner as well. 2 laps to go after this corner. We'll come down the straight, and there's not long left in this race now. Peteman leads.
Cole just on the grass.
He's kept it in there. Aaron 6th. Unsafe release 7th. Ross 8th. Feber 9th. Mikey 10th. Less than 2 seconds separate the top 10. 2 laps to go. Still anyone's race. Pagani takes the lead briefly. Snatched back off him by Dartbolt and then Peteman, and Pagani drops all the way to 4th. This is going to be neck and neck, and those final few corners on the next lap are going to be hairy.
Mikey needs to just hang in there, because this corner here on the last lap is where the carnage is going to be.
Yep. Pagani took it very easy around that corner. He got a little bump for his trouble. I think he was just going a bit too slow. He's trying to stay out of trouble, and he invited it in on himself there, so he's just working himself into a decent position. As it is Peteman who leads by 0.3 of a second as we come through to the final lap of this second race of the evening. Dartbolt cuts in front of him. Takes the lead. Blue flag and Peteman battling it out. It's Dartbolt who leads us into the first corner of the final lap of this race. Everybody else is still there with them. All the way down to 10th. We'll stick with these guys for now, and it's not... You want to... If you can lead into that sort of third corner from the end. Oh, it's a massive collision. Oh, everybody's gone. Lee Cole's gone. There's a couple, couple of people went and dropped off the back. We're going to stick with the front for now. I mean, that happens on the straight. Right,
And
Dartbolt leads
Mikey,
us. And Pete Man's
Mikey's
in
up to
second.
7th.
Unsafe release is there. Aaron's in 4th. Dartbolt runs the final corner. He's got a massive lead. He's going to take the win, it looks like. So Dartbolt has managed to make the breakaway. He gets the win. Coming through into second. It looks like it's going to be Pete Man. And then unsafe release, Aaron Taylor, blue flag Pagani, Mikey in 7th. Ross in 8th. Feber in 9th. And then a race to the line. Nobby Norris gets 10th. Coreboy 11th. He'll be disappointed after a good start. Lee Cole in 12th. Devil's Nightmare takes 13th. He was right there this time, but unfortunately couldn't manage to make any further ground. But it's still a place further up than last time.
That's it.
And last place is taken by Flicks, the winner of the first race. So,
yeah, that was
I don't know what happened there.
The orange curb underneath the bridge. Someone hit that and then landed in the pack.
Like a
So
cluster bomb going off.
Yeah, I've got it recorded. I'm recording it, what I'm watching, so I've got it from the view I've got, and I'll go back and have a look at it at some point. But yeah, it was you know, like when someone dive bombs a swimming pool. That's what it looked like.
Cannonball. Someone had an important announcement to make, and they made it.
Yeah, I've tried going round. It doesn't work. I'll go over the top. So.
If you want to go over the top, you have to hit a cone, as we found out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So just to recap, then, Dartbolt takes the win. So excellent news for him and his team. Pete Man, another strong finish from him. That's second place to add to his 5th from earlier. Unsafe, and Aaron again. So Aaron's got a 2nd and a 4th. Flying the flag for Team Aaron. Good Team Aaron. And Mikey doing the same. So there's a couple of people who are going to want to step it up and get to the front of the pack in the next race, I think. I think Lee is going to definitely want to improve on that.
Yeah. I think there's definitely going to be some gravel trap action in this one.
And I think Devil's Nightmare will be happy that he made up a place, and he'll be hoping to do it again this time. Oh, God, dear. Right, Suzuka. East course. I like Suzuka. I know some people hate it.
I just don't like this one.
Yeah, it's not
It's
the
that
best, the
last
short
part.
course. Yeah, I like the full course.
Yeah, Aaron's in there straight away. Need to seriously calm it with the sends, please, boys.
Good luck.
Yeah. I've got a feeling even that's in writing, that's on deaf ears.
Yeah, it's exceedingly difficult to, or in my experience anyway, maybe it was just me. It's exceedingly difficult to know when you're about to send it and when you're actually hitting the breaking point. The problem is if you brake too early, someone else is going to send it into the back of you, just because of the speed that people are picking up. So yeah.
Yeah. And if they're unaware as well.
I don't think we've yet seen as much carnage as we did last night, but
No.
you'd hope that they'd learned something from it.
I do think that Aaron's just jumping the gun, really, warning people.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. No harm to give people a heads up, definitely.
Needs to man up and get his elbows out. That's what he needs to do.
Right, this last corner. It's a real pain. I think
Yeah.
you can
When is
take
the
it.
racing line?
You can take it a lot faster
Oh,
than
there's the
most.
curves.
You can take it a lot faster than most people will take it, but you've got to get it exactly right. And then there's that horrible little bump as you're coming out of it.
Yeah.
And if you get it wrong and you're already accelerating, you hit that bump, then good things will not happen.
It's one of those corners, if you're too tight, you go wide, and if you're too wide, you're going to go wide anyway.
Yeah.
You've got to be dead bang where it's got to be.
There's a lot of gravel out there.
Yeah.
So
It's a Devil's Nightmare. Second place. Now he's got one less person behind him now.
Let's see if he's worked out this start. Flicks will lead us off. Devil's Nightmare, Lee Cole, Corba. That's a better start from Devil's Nightmare.
Yes, a lot better.
He still lost place to Lee Cole. I'm going to hazard a guess that he's running some traction control, but we'll see. He's definitely running a couple of assists, but we'll see how he gets on. So Flicks leads us through the first corner. Now, in this race yesterday, we did see a couple of drivers. We saw T. Smith and Donzo actually make a break from the pack, a proper break. And those two then led to the end, so it is doable. as we see everyone come through the long sweeping S's. You just got to be careful not to overdo it, and people are a bit all over the place in the middle, but everybody's held on. Now,
from what I can work out, his assist is steering.
Oh, and somebody's... Oh, that was Devil's Nightmare. He needed more. He needed more assist there, more steering assist.
Yeah, I think it's been possessed, and I think he's trying to kill him.
He's just talking about his steering assist, and he went in about 5 different directions at once.
Yeah, perhaps he didn't agree with it.
All right, Flicks leads into lap 2. Lee Cole, Callboy, unsafe release, positive Ross. Everybody getting a bit stronger out already, actually.
Oh, Ross has just been pushed wide. Still there, I think.
Still hanging in there.
Yeah,
Blue flag and Nobby right behind him. Someone's gone off. I think that was unsafe release. Yeah, we can see unsafe dropping down the pack to 13th. Devil's Nightmare's going to sweep round the outside of him, take that place off him. So now unsafe release got some catching up to do. Aaron and Peteman hanging around at the back, trying not to get involved in any trouble. Bit of a wobble from Peteman there, and he's wide. He's very wide. He needs to get back on the track. He's just about held it. And there's a collision. It's Callboy who's gone round.
Callboy, and he's stuck in the middle of the track.
Oh no. Oh, disaster for Callboy. He struggled to get going again. He's going to be 5 seconds off the pace. Work to do for one of the newcomers. Right, back to the front. Lee Cole, Flicks and Ross are close to making a break here. Ross has got 1.5 seconds back to Nobby Norris in 4th. If these guys can not squabble and they can get away, this will be podium sorted. Got to just take it easy.
Just
Mikey makes his way up to 4th.
Front. That's all they need to do.
Mikey's got a bit of a gap as well, to be fair. He's bridging the gap at the minute. He sends it wide, dart bolt's wide, blue flag's wide, unsafe's wide, everyone's wide. Oh dear, lads. Mikey, no! Mikey! God, people going through him. Again? Oh my god. Mikey went sideways on the track, unfortunately he ghosted and everybody went through him. Blue flag suffered there as well. I think that was... I don't know whether he got punted or whether that was his own doing. So blue flag down 13th. Mikey's within a shade of sticking on the back of the pack. He just needs to do a bit of catching up.
This lead is being lost.
Yep.
They're battling.
Yeah.
Positive Ross has tapped Flicks a couple of times, and
so that chance has gone by the look of it.
Yeah. The
lead 2 are still there, but Ross and Lee Cole, but they're only less than a second ahead, and that's going to be caught up by the end of this lap.
Yeah.
So they've lost that opportunity. Brett says that final corner is brutal. It really is.
Yeah.
You've got to turn in blind, basically. You've got to know when to turn in. If you haven't practiced the track much, especially, you're going to be at a complete loss. But to be honest, the final corner is where most people are spinning out, but the S's seem to be where everybody is running off the track. The slipstream is, again, deceptive.
Yeah, you've got to tickle it through there, haven't you, really?
Give it a tickle. Why not?
Yeah, Dart Bulb's caught up now.
Yep. Oh, I'll say. He just shunts Ross out the way.
Excuse me, Ross, I'm coming through.
How's Ross going to respond to that? He's going to try and send it around the outside here. Gives a little nudge. Goes back through. There's a good battle going on here between these two. Lee Cole still leads. He's been at the front for most of this race as we head through towards lap 6. Aaron's still in the mix. Peteman's there. Nobby Norris, Unsafe, Fever, and Devil's Nightmare has caught back onto the pack. Unfortunately for just Mikey, he has dropped off. So
5 seconds off the back.
Lap 6. Oh, someone was wide there. It was Flicks. He's just about held it and got back onto the track in 6th place. Peteman now challenging him for that 6th.
Aaron's up to 4th.
Good move from Aaron. Now makes his way into 3rd. It's Dark Bolt who takes the lead. Lee Cole has... Where on earth has Lee Cole gone? Oh. I didn't see that. I wasn't making it, was I? He was leading a minute ago.
He was leading, yeah.
Okay, well
I can't even find him.
He's 10th.
Now it's showing him to me.
Yeah. He's 10th. He's only a second off the lead, to be fair. He's definitely had an incident,
it sounds awful, doesn't it? But he's only a second back.
There's no distance at all. There's 1500ths of a second covering the top 4 as they come through this first corner. and everybody else is following pretty much. Everybody's bunching up back together again after a few of them nearly made a break early on.
Yeah. Yeah, their strategy went out the window, didn't it? They still saw it as, I want to win.
Yep. Okay, Dartbot should get a relatively calm run through the S's this time. Half a second gap back to Aaron, who's taken second, and then Pete Man is following him as Nobby Norris looks to be going a bit wide. He's held onto it. We'll see Unsafe Release come around this final corner. Ross is a little bit wide. Oh, and the slide live place, and there's people in the gravel, and Unsafe Release into the wall. Pagani was nearly in the wall. He's got to hold on. I think the two of them have just about got away with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's probably the last time you want to be doing that. Not that they did it deliberately, of course.
Yeah.
But they should just have enough time to recover. Speaking of recovery, here's Flicks.
I do like the sound of a cart that's got gears that aren't long enough for the track that they're on.
Yeah.
Nothing like listening to something scream until it's going to blow up.
Full lawnmower. You wouldn't want to go mowing on this track.
No.
It's too much gravel.
Oh,
where's Flicks going? Speaking of mowing the gravel.
He's gone.
He's gone, he's lost it. I'm going to drop back into this little pack that's now split off with Devil's Nightmare on Safe Release.
Mikey's gone.
Oh, Mikey, it's all gone wrong this time for Mikey. Not his race. He's
down to 14,
two excellent.
13.
He's had two excellent results, but now he's dropped all the way to 14th. There's still Dartbot who leads. This is our race 2 winner, looking to add a second victory. Closely followed by Pete Man, who's up there again, and Aaron, who's up there again. Oh, people pushing it. Well, Ross pushing it right to the edge again.
I'm just watching Devil's Nightmare. I think his steering assist has helped him because he's just got past Flicks.
Oh, where's Dartbot gone? Dartbot's off the track. He's hitting cones.
Carnage.
He managed to get back into it, but he's down in 6th now, so he's been at the front for most of this race, and now he's going to have to make his way back through in the remaining 3 laps. So it's this front 5 making a little pack at the minute. Fever has made his way up to the front. First time we've seen that in this race.
Yeah.
And it's now Aaron who takes the lead. Garney and Lee Cole battling. Pete Man coming up very fast on the back of Lee Cole. Just about managed to avoid contact.
I really want to see Lee Cole get up with Aaron because I want to watch Bert and Ernie from last night take each other out.
Had a Ferrari badge on the front of Pete Man's car.
Yeah. I think...
That's ambitious.
It is, yes. Mind you, we had Audi written on our Alfa Romeos last season. Didn't do anything for us.
That's because it's an inferior car.
Well, that's it.
The Audi, that is.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Right, lap 11. And again, there's still a big old pack of people. There's 8 of them at the minute.
Nobby Norris squeezing up the inside of turn 1. Oh, and he's gone.
Oh, Nobby's off.
Yeah, he had a little bump from Pagani. He's managed to get back on quite quickly.
And look who's making his way back through the pack again after his earlier issues. Devil's Nightmare shows the virtue of binning it early on rather than later in the race.
Yeah, get it done early.
Back up into 8th. He's got to stay on the track though. Keep it held.
Oh.
Yes, just keeping it held there.
Yeah, he's using all of the track, isn't he?
He's still in range as we head through to the final lap.
I reckon he can win this.
It'd be a turn up, I'll give you that.
It definitely would be, yeah. I mean, look at the pace he's got catching.
As of now, another man who had issues earlier on in the race, Lee Cole, takes the lead as we head into the final lap of Suzuka East, and Dartbolt's very wide again. He's taking a completely different route to everyone else through most of these corners.
Second.
Peteman's still there.
First. Oh,
Peteman challenging for the lead, blocked off by Lee Cole.
Oh.
It's not a long run to the finish once you come out that final corner. If you can stay ahead coming out of the final corner, you're probably going to get the win.
But these two have made
a break here. So it looks like it's going to be Lee Cole or Pete Man as they come through the final corner. Pete Man's taking a good line through, but Lee Cole's gone so rapid through there. And it looks like it's going to be Lee.
Oh, another cone.
It's got to be Leo wins it. Peteman comes through in second. Darkbolt third. Aaron fourth. Pagani, Ross, Fever, Devil's Nightmare with a very credible 8th place ahead of Nobby Norris. Blue Flag 10th. Flicks recovers to 11th after his earlier off. Unsafe release 12th. Corboy is in the grass. He's taking the long way. He's made it.
He didn't want 13th. He wanted to give it back to Mikey.
Unlucky 13. Corboy tried his best to avoid it, but he still picked it up. Oh boy. Right. I need another drink.
You have a slurp. I'm going to talk to Michael C because I need to have a word with him.
Yeah, I would if I were you.
Yeah, no, I will not be singing that because I totally disagree with the nickname. And you, Brett, what is it my old teammates are giving me shit for? Remember, Michael, I helped you out last night. Don't forget. It's never going to happen. I don't even know the song.
Lies. Right, I'm back.
You're going to have to move your fridge closer.
I know, it's down 2 flights of stairs. Oh, right. I don't know what it is. I need to be here to commentate on FTRL. Might be all the excitement. It might be anything. Needs to calm my nerves with all the excitement. I might be an alcoholic. Who knows? Right. Next up. It is Kyoto Driving Park, Miyabi. This is a relatively simple track with, again, one area of certain death if you get it wrong, basically.
Yeah, it's a one-stop strategy round here, isn't it? If you're certain drivers.
Yeah. I don't think the one-stop strategy worked out for everyone, but it might be worth a go. Who knows?
Yeah.
It would have been interesting to put fuel consumption on for this race.
Mm.
Make people pit halfway through, see what happens.
Tyre change. You couldn't get 4 blokes through one of these cars.
Hard tyres only.
Or go to wets.
Yeah, wet racing carts would be something to see. I don't know if you can do that, can you? You must be able to.
I would have thought so. If you can go to a wet track.
Maybe we'll put on a special event. That curve there that Flix has just missed. You need to avoid that final curb.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye on everyone coming through to see if anybody demonstrates for me. Everybody's being annoyingly safe considering it's the warm-up.
Put it this way, if you hit that curb, anything inside that crash helmet rattles.
Right, we go again. Race 4. This is flying by. Great fun. Just as much fun as last night's racing.
Mikey's off.
Yeah, good point, Tom. Everyone who's watching at the minute, make sure you like the stream. It really helps out. That'd be great, thank you. Right, this time we've got just Mikey leading us off, followed by Corboy, Unsafe Release, Flix, Blue Flag and Nobby Norris make up our front 6, and away we go. A lot of tyre smoke as people get going.
It's not a particularly long bit of straight before the first corner, but...
No, Mikey should be able to hold, but you get the toe all the way around this corner because it's full throttle. This is about where I died in this race yesterday. Oh, and someone's gone. And I think it was Fee. Was it? No, it wasn't Fever. It was Unsafe, oh dear.
Unsafe,
oh, not a good start for Unsafe. He didn't have a great last race either. Didn't see what happened to him. He just went off at a complete tangent to everyone else. And someone else is gone in the background. Oh, and it's Mikey. Not again, Mikey. His teammate Aaron Taylor did lead us into that corner, but it's Nobby Norris who takes the lead as we approach this chicane for the first time. Watch out, Fever. Ooh. Everybody makes it through. Oh, I'm sure I saw someone heading straight for that chicane. No. Dark bolts into the wall. We have another casualty.
Yep, dart bolt.
We've got another faller. We might.
Yeah, but there was two there that went off.
Oh,
Someone managed to save it.
Yep. It's gone badly wrong. A faller at the first hurdle there for Dartbolt. We might have to put him down after the race.
Nobby's gone wide. Positive Ross is off. That was 7 wide going into the chicane.
As I said for this track, deceptively simple.
Yeah.
As we come round on lap 2, Devil's Nightmare gives Flicks a big bump. He's managed to hold it on Devil's Nightmare sideways before the chicane.
Oh, lovely
He's
drift.
somehow drifted it all the way through the chicane and hangs on in 9th place. Nobby Norris just takes that position off him, and that's allowed Just Mikey to get back into the pack. So lap 3. Lee Cole leads.
Just to make people aware, Mikey has got the fastest lap so far.
Take a picture, frame it, put it in the FTRL museum.
Oh, Devil's Nightmare spun
Devil's
out.
Nightmare, oh no. Bad news. Yes, Mikey will want to remember this moment forever, I think. Fastest lap or not, he's not at the front yet, though he's still in the pack. It's Lee Cole who leads us through. Just avoids the curb. Yep, all good. So, lap 3 completed. Blue flag just takes over the lead from Lee Cole. Aaron Taylor is sitting there in his customary sort of position, just hanging off the front. That's where you want to be. Pete Man there as well with Corboy.
Just watching Devil's Nightmare, he's got no problem with speed and overtaking, but it's consistency he's having the trouble with.
It comes with it tends to come with experience.
Yeah.
You don't. When I first started in FTRL, I could do a decent lap, but I was all over the place, and I would just bin it into like the gravel or into the wall every other lap. And obviously it affects your results, but yeah, it just comes with getting to know the tracks, getting to know the people you're racing against as well. Yeah. And definitely karting is not the easiest place to start.
This is definitely not the right place to start at all.
Yeah, I think he might have been a bit worried when he finished 30 seconds off the pace in the first race as Pete Man is bumped onto the curb and he's always trying to hold it. He's held it. God, there have been some frantic swivelling of the wheel there from Pete Man.
Yeah. A few hand gestures as well, I should think.
Yeah, I would have thought so. But no real harm done. Into lap 5 we come. Nobby Norris leads. Blue flag and Lee Cole still there with Flicks and Pagani on safe. Aaron's dropped back to 7th now. So we watch them go through here. Oh, yes, doing a good job of getting through that final chicane at the minute. Everybody's quite evenly spaced out towards the back, so it gives them all a chance to get back into it. You've got Mikey in 10th, a second and a half back to Ross, and then nearly a second back to Bolt, nearly a second back to Devil's Nightmare, and half a second back to Fever. So technically, everybody could catch back up here.
Yeah, it should be dragging them in, shouldn't they?
Yep, we're only halfway through. This big pack is where the action is, and it's where the danger is going to lie for everybody involved. You have to cut into this corner and slam on the brakes down into 4th gear as you come through.
But you can get on the accelerator quite quick through there as well.
As Blue Flag did there, he pulled out a little bit of a gap. Just makes it easier for the next that next chicane. Just means you're not battling it out with other people as you go through.
Yeah.
This is a track where after you come out of the final corner, there's a bit of a run to the line. So if you come out in first place on the final lap, you're probably not going to win.
Yeah, you're stuffed.
I know that because I managed to cut. I came through that final corner in 7th place yesterday, and I managed to finish in 4th.
Yeah, I came through it in 12th.
And finished 12th.
Yeah, I did.
It's Nobby Norris' turn to lead us through the chicane. Somebody got a bump there. Mikey's wide and he hopped up off the curb.
And hopped back on again.
Everybody keeping... They may be getting very close to the edge of the track and very close to the curves, but they're all keeping a very wide berth from the pits. And we now, once again, as predicted, have a pack of 14 as we go through into lap 8, so that's a testament to the good racing these guys are doing.
7 wide again.
7 wide.
It's ridiculous.
Can only go badly. Oh, and Pete Man got a massive shunt off somebody there. I think it might have been a green cart. I think it might have been Lee Cole, but everybody survives still. Oh, they're 3 wide into the chicane. Oh, oof. Oh, and Flicks is gone again. It's turned into a bit of a nightmare for Flicks after his opening race win.
Dart Bolt's 4 seconds off the back. So he's had an incident somewhere.
It's got to be the guys who stay consistent, who pick up the most points. I'm talking the likes of Devil's Nightmare takes the lead here. I'm talking the likes of Aaron, of Peatman, Pagani. Those guys who've been finishing in and around the podium every single race. They're going to be the ones who head up the table after this is all over. Oh, Fever's taken a very, very ill-advised shortcut. How he kept that straight, I do not know.
Yeah, but Fever's curb jump wasn't based along going along it, it was going across it.
Yeah, it was a big cut.
He came from the grass back onto the track that way.
Oh boy. Dicing with death there was Fever.
Oh, Lee Cole's been pushed out.
Oh, and Lee Cole is going to drop off the back there. All the way down to 12th. Nightmare for Lee. It's not the time you want that to happen to you. Getting pushed off the side of the track as they came down the straight. He'll now be battling Flicks. Blue flag Peatman. Devil's Nightmare is still hanging in there. He is third. As he hits the curb and takes a bit of a slide, somebody else is wide as well. I think it was unsafe release, but they've all held on again. Ross and Corbo back there in 8th and 9th. 2 laps to go. Mikey is at the back of this pack in 10th, and then Fever. So it's these 11 who are going to be fighting out for the win. It's ridiculous.
If you want the win, I think you need to be in second as you come through the chicane.
Yeah.
And then you've got the win, as long as you can get past. Poor boy's gone off on his own. Just on his own. I don't know how he did it.
Right, we are about 6 wide going into this corner now. It is Devil's Nightmare who has the lead. He will be just wishing that this was the last lap. Unfortunately for him, it's not. And Blue Flag has pushed him wide, but he's held on. And once again, it's going to be Peatman who leads us into the final lap of the penultimate race here at Miyabi. So Peatman, Blue Flag, Ross is making his move now. He's up to 3rd. Devil's Nightmare's been pushed down to 4th, but he's still in a good position. Nobby Norris 5th, Aaron is 6th, Pagani, Unsafe, Fever and Mikey rounding out this front group. Is Mikey going to be able to make his move? Is Blue Flag going to be able to hold on? Is everybody going to die? Let's find out.
Peatman's going for the inside.
Blue Flag's been pushed all the way around the outside. That's not going to give him a good run. It's Aaron who takes the lead ahead of Peatman. Aaron, and there's contact at the final chicane.
Peatman's had a swerve.
He's still holding it. It's going to be Aaron and Devil's Nightmare to the front, and Devil's Nightmare takes it. He's got it. Amazing.
How did he get that win?
Devil's Nightmare, 400th of a second from Aaron Taylor, 4,000th of a second from Nobby Norris in 3rd. Peatman takes 4th after he, frankly, I don't know how he held on to that through that final chicane. He got punted up to the chicane. Pagani, Ross, unsafe release. Oh my word. Oh, Devil's Nightmare, congratulations. Big applause there. Let's just have a look at those results again, because I didn't get them all in the excitement. 500ths of a second covering the top 3. Peatman, Pagani, Ross, Unsafe, Blue Flag, Dark Bolt fought his way back to 9th. Mikey did finish at the back of that pack in the end in 10th. Joined by Lee Cole, Cowboy, and then Fever and Flicks off at the back again. Ooh, so a debut winner. We like a debut winner here in FTRL. There's no denying it.
Good. He done well. He stuck with it, didn't he? He had a couple of incidents, but he managed to stick with it.
Absolutely.
Kept out of trouble at the end. That's the main thing.
Who else have we had a debut win in first night win in FTRL? Brett did it.
Brett did it. Yeah.
What's the track called? Big Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've definitely had a couple of others as well. I certainly didn't. It took me about 3 seasons to get my first win.
It took me longer than that, mate.
Well, big congratulations coming in on the chat for Devil's Nightmare. Well deserved.
Yeah, good job, mate.
I imagine he'll be jumping around his living room or his study or his basement or wherever he lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we give Brett a toast for his debut race win? Oh, it's old act now, mate.
Yeah. We're not living in the past here, Michael. Come on.
Yeah, come on, move
It's all
on.
about,
Give
it's
me
all
the
about, it's all
times.
about Devil's Nightmare.
Yeah, let's not take the glory away from someone else.
I'm trying to think. There was somebody else who did it recently. Did Flix get a win on his first race? Possibly. I can't remember.
His first race was in the Porsches, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
it was the
remember
end
now.
of the season in the Porsches.
Someone in the chat will have to let us know.
Yeah. Definitely, Michael, you are.
Alright, we head to Red Bull Ring Short, and this is a track that could catch a lot of people out. Flick's there just doing a bit of a warm-up. His wheels side to side.
Yeah, he's going to squeeze over to the left as soon as he can.
Yeah, the first corner, the last corner are the real problem areas here. The curbs are even more lethal than on most of the other tracks on those corners. You've got to be careful. Okay, so Flick leads us off. He's got a pretty good start, and as predicted, he goes straight to the inside. But that's not going to stop Corba trying to make a move into the first corner.
That's it.
They all got through. I can see carts hopping up off the curb, but I think everyone's made it through. Yep. Oh, and people pushing each other, and Flick's got force wide there, and Flick's going to go straight into that wall, and that's a terrible start for him. I think he got a little nudge. I don't think it was anyone's fault. He just got a little nudge wide. And once you go wide onto that corner, you're going straight into that wall, as I well know. So
there's
it's
no
now...
stopping the cart then.
No, you can't stop it. It's no hope. So it's now Corboy who takes the lead. You can go almost flat out around that corner if you're brave enough. And this one, that's perfectly taken by Corboy. You've just got to avoid that yellow sausage curb on the inside. It will launch you into the air if you clip it. Everybody else still surviving. Norman Norris at the back, all the way back through to Feber, who now leads us, and Corba will now take us to the first corner, and he's wide, off onto the red AstroTurf, and back on in first. No harm done.
No. Got his own racing line. There's a little bump just as you come out of that right-hander. Before you hit the left-hander.
I found the best way to get around that was to go straight into fifth.
Yes.
Just so you're not gunning it as you go over that little bump. Ooh, it's a tight line from
When you're
Fever.
on the turn as well.
Yep, unsafe release a little bit wide. They come around to this final corner again. Oh, and everybody's through nicely. Well played. I just keep expecting to see a cart in mid-air so we come around that final bend there.
Or buried in the wall.
Yeah. So, Peteman now leads us. It's been excellent night's racing for Peteman so far. He's been up there pretty much every time, battling for the win. So Fever just takes evasive action there from Nobby Norris.
Devil's Nightmare looks like he wants another win.
Oh yeah.
He's up to fifth. He's nudged his way out through, and he's doing it still. He's got Callboy out the way.
He's got a taste. He's got a taste for it. He's got a taste for victory.
Yeah, and there he goes to third.
Lee Cole is battling up the front. Lee will be hoping he doesn't die this time round.
And Devil's Nightmare has gone from 2 corners from 9th to second.
He's got the hang of it now. I bet he wishes that the rest of the season was going to be in karts.
Yeah.
Okay, lap 4. Lee Cole leads us through from Aaron Taylor, Peteman Pagani, and Devil's Nightmare all battling each other. Dartbolt absolutely sends his way up to second place. Looked like a pretty good move, to be honest. All the way up to second, trailing Lee Cole down to turn 2. Everybody else still together. It's Flick still off the back, but the gap has narrowed back to 3 seconds, so he's still in with a chance of getting back in touch here.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of carnage at the end of this one, I think, as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
If he keeps going, he can pick up a good place, even if he doesn't get the win.
Oh, they're about 5 wide into this corner. This ain't going to work, lads. Oh, someone's ghosting. I think it's Devil's Nightmare.
Devils.
Wow, how
lucky he is.
Don't know how he survived that. Lee Cole leads us into lap 12. I think Lee Cole has led more than anybody else.
Yeah.
It's just, unfortunately, he just inevitably seems to get involved in incidents. He just seems to have been getting involved in incidents halfway through each race and just ending up towards the back. He has fought back a couple of times to get good results, but it's been a bit up and down for him tonight.
Oh, devil's night. Hanging it round the outside. Just give Lee another turn.
He's got one in return, sending him wide.
Yeah.
It's actually pushed Lee into the lead. Ahead of Dartbolt
has been told.
Yeah. This is great, right? Devil's Nightmare's wide. Oh, now he's gone. You can't. There's little curbs, little bits of curb everywhere on the outside there, and you can't go out there. So.
Yeah, Flicks is dropping back.
He's had his 15 seconds of fame.
That's it. I'll stop watching him now.
Back to the usual players. Dartbolt is in the lead
Norris
still.
To the inside curb.
Pete Mann and Noe Norris are up there, and then Lee Cole's now back in fourth, followed by Corboy.
Some of these boys are living dangerously with their corner cuts.
It's not where you don't want to be on the curbs if you can help it.
Yeah. You think it's the quickest way, but it's the biggest gamble.
Yeah. Just the faintest hint of a break here from Pete Mann and Dartbolt, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough to get clear unless something happens behind them. Whoa, people going wide again, and Pagani is hanging on. He took the exact same line that Devil's Nightmare did when he binned it, but somehow Pagani managed to hang it in there and stay in touch. It's come around for lap 7. Pete Mann leads from Dartbolt. Nobby Norris still up towards the front with Lee Cole, Aaron Taylor, and just Mikey is in 6th.
Oh, Mikey's just gone straight into the tire.
Oh, and I was watching him as well. Unlucky Mikey, that's going to be on the stream.
Yeah, even Corboy had a bit of a coming together, I think, didn't they?
Looked like it.
That's brought Flicks back in, and Devil's Nightmare, so...
Yeah, still chance for those guys.
Yeah, they're only 3 seconds off. I mean, there's...
Yep, there's still an opportunity.
If they work together, they'll actually go quicker.
A fairly familiar front 4 or 5 at the minute. Pete Mann, Lee Cole, Aaron, Dartbolt, Blue Flag. Everybody else following behind them down to 10th.
Garney looks like he's riding a rocking horse going down there, to be honest.
Where's Corboy going?
Corboy's... must have missed a bit of grass if he was doing Bob a Job week.
That's good racing between Pete Mann and Aaron there. Giving each other room through the corner. Fever drops back to 11th. No, 10th, sorry. That has allowed Corboy to get back onto the tail, and that allows Flicks back on. That allows Devil's Nightmare back on, and that
Corboy's gone straight on.
Oh, good lord. Oh no, Corboy. Just got back in touch. No, he's down to 13th.
I don't think he even braked.
Oh, and the vague hint of success has gone to Mikey's head, I think. He's had a nightmare in this race. Down in. Blue flag. He's held it. I don't know how he's held it. And Pagani's wide again. He's down to 9th now. It is now a top 11 as we come through to lap 9. 4 laps left in the final race. Is what has been an exhausting but fantastic evening of racing.
Peter's trying to fight his way through. He's managed to get it up to 3rd, which will probably drop. No, he stays in 3rd. He did all right.
Yeah, there's been some. I'm going to jinx something here, but there's been some really good racing tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think
there's 14 carts fall off the track.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone just spontaneously combusts.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they probably learned a bit from last night. It was a bit manic, but
yeah.
There's been some pretty good racing here.
Well, last night it was brand new, whereas tonight they've all had a chance to watch it, see where they can improve on what we were doing last night.
That's our excuse, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah, we showed them how to do it. I've got to admit, I think the racing last night was far more entertaining.
God, you 4 wide into the first corner. Unsafe release has been pushed wide. He's just managed to keep it on the track. I mean, how they're getting around some of these corners when they do that, I don't know, but it seems to be happening. Pete Mann gets a little bit of a bump into that corner there. That's the corner you don't want to bump wide.
The old boy's in there, isn't he? Good lad.
I'm sure he'll be happy to be referred to as such.
Well, don't worry about it. He's not as old as me, so he's not that old a boy.
Yeah, you've got licence, haven't you?
I have.
Alright, Lee Cole back in the lead. And again, there is 4 or 5 wide. And this time it's blue flag. It's going to suffer.
Wide. Trying to see where else has gone wide. Unsafe is gone.
Unsafe's gone.
And
that might be
going wide. And Aaron's gone as well.
And then Aaron. That's probably the first time I've seen Aaron properly off the track in this
I think it was
this evening. Yeah, I don't think there was much he could do about it. He's going to have to be very quick with the unsafe to catch up to the back of the pack now and improve on those 9th and 10th positions. And they're now being followed up by Corboy, Devil's Nightmare, Positive Ross, and then Nobby Norris is going to join this pack. So stretching out a little bit as we come to the final 2 laps. Lee Cole still leads from Dartboard, and then Pagani and Peteman. Closely followed.
Nobby had a little half spin there.
Yeah. It's unlucky Nobby, he was going well there. City Porsche saying it's going to be a close finish. Absolutely. Everybody's going to want this final win. There's still big points on offer. You can, one little twitch, you can finish first, or you can finish 5th. Oh, where's Dartball going? He's way wide. He's managed to hold it. Lee is just holding it as well. Oh, what? How are these two still in the lead? Lee makes the move into first as we go down to the final lap of the final race of this evening. Lee Cole, Dartball, Pagani, the front 3 going into this first corner. Lee's way wide, he's hit the curb. Oh, disaster for Lee. Hang on, he's still first. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, no penalty either.
Pagani's in second. I don't think there is any penalties.
Yeah, we had them last night. Why haven't they got them tonight?
I don't know what we were doing, but Lee's gone way wide. Is his head gone? I don't know. Aaron's down to 9th. Pagani takes the lead ahead of Lee Cole. Peteman's now making his move. Just gives blue flag a little shunt. Gets one in return. It's these 6 probably now, with Devil's Nightmare in 7th. As we come down to the final 2 corners, they're all abreast as they come through. Lee is wide. It's going to be Pagani in the lead, followed by Flicks and Peteman. Unsafe's gone off. Pagani makes his way through. Here comes Peteman. Peteman's in an excellent position. Pagani still there with Peteman. It's going to be a race to the line. Peteman's going to take it. Peteman, oh, pit by blue flag at the line.
Oh, look at that.
It's level. It's absolutely level at the line. It's given it to blue. The game's given it to blue flag, but there is 0 difference between blue flag and Peteman at the line. They said 200ths of a second back to Feber, another 200ths of a second back to Bolt. Oh, so there you go, 4,000ths of a second.
I was going to say blue flag won that from being in the alphabet.
Oh my god! Well, I mean, City Posh, you were more right than you could have ever imagined, my friend. Let's just have another quick look at those race results. So blue flag, 4,000ths of a second to Peteman. Another 18,000ths of a second back to Feber, and then Dartbolt and Pagani. So the front 5 covered by 500ths of a second. Lee Cole in 6th, Flicks in 7th. Then we go unsafe. Aaron recovering after he's off to 9th. Nobby Norris 10th. Corboy, Ross, Devil's Nightmare, and then finally just Mikey H.
0.3 of a second from 1st to the 8th. Do you know what? If Peteman had got his willy out, he could have won that.
No, not quite.
You know him better than I do.
Sorry, Pete.
Oh, no.
I've never heard of one being measured in time, that's all.
When you get to my age, mate. See how long it takes to get it out.
On that note.
Yeah, let's leave it there.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed it tonight. That was a fantastic evening's racing again. What a brilliant start to season 12, I have to say.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, fantastic racing. As much as some people might like us to, we won't be doing karts every week. We're going to be moving on up gradually into the big leagues as we go through the season. And next week is going to be a time trial, which is something else new to FTRL GT Sport. It might sound less interesting than a race, but I don't think it will be to watch.
No, I think it's going to be quite entertaining, particularly when people haven't progressed on to the next car.
Yes, everybody's got four cars in varying levels of difficulty to do. You've got to complete your allotted target time, which is based on your general pace and your ability. So not everyone's got the same target time. It's based on your general pace and your ability. You'll be given that target time before the start, and you've got to hit it in each of those 4 cars, and you cannot move on until you've hit it in the first car. And they've got 90 minutes to do it, and I've already tried it. It's going to be tough as nails. It really is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see.
Can I just point something out? Did you notice how quickly everybody left? They've all gone for a lay down, a shower, get a beer. They've all disappeared.
I'm not surprised. I don't blame them, to be honest.
Cheers, lads. Thank you very much for the comms reference.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, so yeah, that is it. We will be back, as we said, next week. So again, Thursday and Friday. Make sure you tune in. Thanks very much, Carl. It's been a pleasure as always.
Yep, it's been fantastic. We haven't been on comms together for over a season, have we, mate? So
no, absolutely. So
it was quite nice that we could both tell everybody how to do things, because you're GT1 and I'm GT2, so we have the right to do that now.
Between us, we know what we're doing. Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, just.
Right. Okay. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, everyone.
Later, everybody.
We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Hit those likes.
Absolutely.